Hey everyone, it's Gem. Skyrim allows you to be whatever you want. A fierce warrior, a battle mage, an assassin, a thief, a stealth archer. We've all been there. But for more stealthy characters, knowledge of the jails of Skyrim is essential. Depending on your experiences, you might already be familiar with some of them. Each of the 9 holds has one, plus the jail in Ravenrock on the island of Solstheim, if you own the Dragonborn DLC. But today, we'll be interested in the details. As a criminal in Skyrim, what's the best jail to get imprisoned in? This is a loaded question, of course. There's several factors to consider: amenities, escape routes, ambiance, and more. There's 10 jails in total, so let's begin. Before we begin, shout out to Joov for his definitive Skyrim jails tier list video. I'll link it down below because it was really fun to watch and inspired this video. Also, these rankings are purely for fun. Please don't take them too seriously. Yours might be different, and that's okay. Let's start off with the small jails of the 3 unwalled cities: Falkreath, Morthal, and Dawnstar. These 3 jails are pretty similar, and there's not much to note about any of them. The layouts are pretty much the same: cobbled stone floors and walls, a basic table and some seating for a guard, and one exit through the upstairs guard barracks. Honestly, I'm reminded of the base game starter homes in The Sims 4. Very bare. The one in the southernmost town, Falkreath, has a rug. Morthal's has a wall-mounted skeever head, and Dawnstar's has a lock-picking steelbook, which is actually pretty neat, tucked away in the corner. Dawnstar's is definitely the most barren of the 3. The other 2 at least have some buckets for you to do your business in, and a broom to clean up. All 3 jails seem to have one large cell to hold multiple prisoners at a time. If you were to get caught in one of these cities, Falkreath would definitely have the best amenities for a prisoner, though. The cell has a table and chair, along with some food, in addition to the rug mentioned earlier. Heading north to the Stormcloak capital, we're off to visit the Windhelm jail. It has a very dark and damp feeling. Speaking of damp, there's even a pretty sizable puddle or 2 on the ground. As a prisoner, the place is pretty intimidating. It's cold, moody, and there's 2 torture racks in the corners. There are a decent amount of cells, but if you're doing time here, you're not going to be spending it making eye contact with the other prisoners. You just get a great view of the torture equipment. How lovely. The amenities are almost non-existent. All you get is a tiny cell with a fur pelt on top of some hay for a bed, and that's it. There's no clever escape here. You have to sneak your way to the far end of the chamber, go up some stairs, through the guard barracks, slip out of the Palace of the Kings while Ulfric stares you down, and run until you're out of the city. It's a challenging escape due to the number of guards and their positions. Heading due west to Skyrim's capital and the seat of the Empire in Skyrim, we arrive at Solitude. The jail here is known as the Castle Dower Dungeon, and is located underneath its namesake. I think this jail is one of the coolest in the game, personally. The layout features 2 stories of cells. There's moss, an imperial banner, and neat architecture. If you own the Dead Man's Dread add-on from the Creation Club, there's a quest you can start in your cell. Just read the note or activate the loose brick in the wall added by the creation. Otherwise, there's a crumbling wall that can be pushed in to reveal a secret escape route. This is handy because you don't want to stay here long. The bed situation is just like Windhelm's. At least here you get a few more furnishings. The Castle Dower Dungeon would be a pretty nice jail if it weren't for the bad bedding situation. Alright, so technically Markarth's jail isn't actually a jail by conventional definitions. It's a mine. Sidna mine to be exact. You start off in a cell, but the accommodations there aren't important because you're immediately confronted by one of the mine's leaders. You're ushered out of your cell and are instantly told to start mining. This is how you serve your time here. There's no sleeping the sentence away. Though this does make for a unique experience. There's prison drama, smuggling, and you can even ask the others, what are you in for? It's not all great, though. From talking with the other prisoners, you can learn that if the silver quota isn't met, the prisoners don't get fed. It's also hard to escape. Like they say, no one escapes Sigma Mine. If you're not here because of the quest, escaping is still possible, but pretty tough to do. You have to use an object to glitch through a door that one of the prisoners is guarding. though you'll eventually get to a door requiring a key to unlock, so this isn't really viable without console commands. I think what makes Sin of Mine so interesting isn't the escape route, though, but the prisoners that you can interact with. Let's head back to central Skyrim, home to Whiterun, arguably the most iconic city in the game. Here, if you get locked up, you'll be sent to the Dragon's Reach dungeon below, Dragon's Reach. The cells feel very much like Whiterun, and I like how the jail looks. There isn't really much in your cell aside from a cot to sleep on, though. When you get bored of staring at four walls, you can easily slip out of your cell and hop down into the rather convenient escape tunnel below. You can get easy access to your belongings along the escape route, which is very handy. However, the escape route exits into the guard barracks, which can be risky. Overall, the Dragon's Reach dungeon is good for a quick escape and has good theming. Next, we're going southeast to Riften, a city filled to the brim with corruption and lawlessness. Immediately when you arrive in jail, the criminal influence over the city is noticeable. The amenities are much nicer than most of the other jails in Skyrim, with multiple pieces of furniture, along with a pretty good bed. Though not all cells are equal. The rich, Sibby Blackbriar, have more luxuries, but the cell we stay in has a hidden escape route along the back wall. The vibes here are almost homey. There's cozy lighting, wall decor, and even a dresser. Like Solitude, Riften's jail has 2 stories of cells, which makes for an interesting layout. However, there's still 2 more jails to cover, so sit tight because we're headed north to the cold, desolate town of Winterhold. Did you even know Winterhold had a jail? Because I didn't for years. Well, if you do happen to commit a crime against one of the 13 people that live here, yes, I went on the wiki and counted, you'll be sent to the Chill. Yes, that's what it's called. The Chill. It's a pretty intimidating name, and for good reason. It's freezing cold, isolated, and well guarded. And trust me, if you thought Winterhold was in the middle of nowhere, that's nothing compared to the Chill. This is personally one of my favorites for so many reasons. The vibes, immaculate. The air, chilly. Alright, I'll just show myself out now. But seriously, this place is brutal. All you're given is a cage with a bedroll inside it, with no shelter from the fierce northern winds coming off the Sea of Ghosts. The interior is guarded by a frost atronach, but stepping outside is even worse as you're met with horkers and more atronachs. The Winterhold guards don't give any sweet rolls about you once they put you out here. You do get to keep your stuff on you, which is great, because I have no idea where the guards would store your stuff otherwise. The good thing is, if you can manage to fight your way out, you're free to go. Though you'd have quite a bit of iceberg hopping and swimming to do to get back to the mainland. Another jail with a cool name is Ravenrock's The Bulwark. Before you come at me about this jail being a part of Solstheim and not Skyrim, the purpose of this video is to point out the best jail in the game of Skyrim, not the province. And yes, I'm including the DLC for this. Besides, it's a cool jail. When you enter, you'll find that the interior is small and narrow. Perhaps crime isn't a big issue here. Either that, or it's just because the town is small. Regardless, when you're thrown in here for your crimes, you'll notice that this is easily the nicest cell this side of Tamriel. We're talking food, drinks, a fireplace with firewood, a proper bed, a table and chairs, rugs, and gorgeous tall ceilings. I didn't even mention the fireplace's great escape hatch. Honestly, I don't know if you'd want to leave, as this jail cell has nicer accommodations than the rest of the inn rooms in the game, but we'll take a look at the escape route anyway. If you do choose to leave the comforts of your home sweet cell, you'll find perhaps the most beautiful and unique jail escape route the game has to offer, complete with niches, waterfalls, and more. When you escape, Raven Rock is nearby, but not so close that you would get caught just for poking your head outside the cave. If I were a prisoner in Skyrim or Solstheim, the Bulwark is where I'd want to stay. It's cozy, prisoners seem to have great accommodations, and many of the familiar comforts of home, and the escape route is peaceful and not difficult to get through. Therefore, I think it might just be the best jail in the game. I think that wraps things up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, a like or subscribe would be greatly appreciated. It really does help the channel out a ton, so thank you so much. What are your thoughts on the Jails of Skyrim? I'd love to hear about it in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!